The cunning workman had in little space infinite shapes of men there well expressed, for there described was the worthy race and pedigree of all the house of Est, come from a Roman spring where all the place flowed pure streams of crystals east and west. With laurel crowned stood the princes old, their wars the hermit and their battles told. He showed them Caius first, when first in prey to people strange the falling empire went. First prince of Est that did the sceptre sway, or such as chose him lord by tree consent. His weaker neighbours to his rule obey, need made them stoop, constraint doth force content. After, when Lord Honorius called the train of savage Goths into his land again, and when all Italy did burn and flame with bloody war, by this fierce people mad, when Rome a captive and a slave became, and to be quite destroyed was most afraid, Aurelius, to his everlasting fame, preserved in peace the folk that him obeyed. Next whom was Forrest, who the rage withstood of the bold Huns, and of their tyrant proud. Known by his look was Attila the fell, whose dragon eye shone bright with anger's spark. Worse faced than a dog, who viewed him well, supposed they saw him grin and heard him bark. But when in single fight he lost the bell, how through his troops he fled their might you mark, and how Lord Forrest after fortified Aquilea's town, and how for it he died. For there was wrought the fatal end in fine, both of himself and of the town he kept. But his great son, renowned Acarine, into his father's place in honour stepped. To cruel fate, not to the Huns, Altine gave place, and when time served again forth leapt, and in the vale of Po built for his seat of many a village a small city great. Against the swelling flood he banked it strong, and thence uprose the fair and noble town, where they of Esh should by succession long command, and rule in bliss and high renown. 'Gainst Odoacer then he fought, but wrong oft spoileth right, fortune treads courage down. For there he died for his dear country's sake, and of his father's praise did so partake. With him died Alpharicio, Otso was with his dear brother into exile sent, but homeward they in arms again repass, the Hay-rule king oppressed from banishment. His front through pierced with a dart, alas, next them of S the Epaminondas went, that smiling seemed to cruel death to yield, when Totila was fled, and safe his shield. Of Boniface I speak. Valerian his son in praise and power succeeded him, who durst sustain, in years though scant a man, of the proud Goths 100 squadrons trim. Then he that 'gainst the Sclaves much honour won, Ernesto, threatening stood with visage grim. Before him Alduard, the Lombard stout, who from Monsels boldly earth shut out. There Henry was, and Berenger the bold, that served great Charles in his conquest high, who in each battle give the onset would, a hardy soldier and a captain sly. After Prince Louis did he well uphold against his nephew, King of Italy. He won the field and took that king on live. Next him stood Otho with his children 5. Of Almeric the image next they view, Lord Marquis of Ferrara first create, founder of many churches, that up through his eyes, like one that used to contemplate. 'Gainst him the second Otso stood in rue, with Berengarius that did long debate, till after often change of fortune's stroke, he won, and on all Italy laid the yoke.